This is Niamo. Hi. Hi, bra coach. What's your name again? Please tell me. This is Niamo. I'm Niamo The HealMobile, and I have just worked on something wonderful because Sunday I had a healing circle. It was more like a session with all my best friends. They came out and they just worked on me and healed me. And so I'm advocating healing circles. And so this was supposed to be Thankful Tuesday. And as you can see, it is now Wednesday. I was supposed to do this much earlier. And here it is. And so I want to just reinforce that we have to be thankful in every moment of our day. We have to be thankful. There's just all day I've been thinking about how thankful I am. So please be thankful. Be thankful. Be focused on what's right in front of you and be thankful about that. Because what's happening in your life that's right under your nose could be the thing that will get you over that hump. The thing that will open you up and make you realize that what's in the way is not anything out there, but the fact that you just didn't see this little piece right here, right? And so I would like to suggest that if you're like me, if you had several deaths in your life recently, my father passed, my mother passed, my aunt passed, my sister passed, a lot of different things happened. There were a lot of losses, a lot of hits, a lot of misses. My relationship changed. Hi, Jamad Kelly. How are you? Thank you for coming on. So I was just saying that, yeah, I've had a lot of hits and misses and things have happened. And so I had a healing circle with women who came over and they just helped me and they focused on my daughter bathed me. My daughter bathed me. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. And, these women sang and they gave me an emotional release treatment. I actually was on the table in my sanctuary where I work on people during Reiki. And they actually helped me to heal. It helped me heal. To have all these women who I love, who I know love me, come to my house, and they were like, I just wrote it in a blog. I didn't put the blog up yet, but I was writing it. I said I should just do a scope because what they did was it was like the Matrix. It was like everything going in very like cooking, baking cookies, setting the table, putting the flowers out, putting the water out, making sure this was here, making sure that was there, speaking to each other like they all knew each other forever and they just met each other, all to help me heal, from all these deaths and changes and transitions. So it's like, no, you're not alone, Niamo. You're not alone. And so I want to tell everybody, you're not alone. I'm not alone. You know, here I am, a grandmother, and my parents have died. And now it's like, yes, you're not alone. And I had thought that I wouldn't feel this way. I was kind of surprised that I felt so alone. Like, oh, wow, this is how an orphan really feels. This is how an orphan feels. Like there's just no support. So, but there is support. I recognize there is support. And, sometimes it's a small thing that happens in your life that you don't recognize is the key to your understanding your life. And it's a complaint. And that complaint actually could be the seed of what it is you need to just overcome. And you know what that was in my life? I have a stream near my house or under my house. And when it rains really badly, the water rises very high. And it's really unbelievable how high the water rises. And we have to be careful and pull away weeds and leaves from the drain. However, when I looked at it a different way, I realized the Creator says in the book, in the scripture, you'll have mansions under which rivers flow. And I realized that my house it's not the huge mansion, but for me, it's perfectly a mansion. and the stream is a river flowing underneath it. And I had to actually see it again and say, oh, I see. I really am. Have this. My father has a house and it had a stream in the backyard. I'm like, oh, look at that. And I was complaining about, oh, the stream and the water and the flood insurance. Da, da, da. But we must, as the HealMobile, as our healing selves. And when I say heal thyself, I mean look at your life and the thing you're complaining about. And that could be the thing that will save you when you realize you are that blessed. And you are that blessed. You are that blessed. Replay viewers, you all are very, very blessed. Just look at the thing you're complaining about and give thanks for it, because inside of it is the gem, the germ, the seed of deliverance for yourself. To realize that, oh, okay, I don't have to mourn anymore. I don't have to be in grief about this issue. I don't have to carry it like a burden. I can release it and let go. And perhaps inside of it, you don't want to break your flow. But where did you grow your accent? I don't know. I live in New Jersey. So if I have an accent, I was born in New York, grew up in New York and New Jersey. And so that's what you're hearing. Where are you from? Please share. Because where we're from, it's where we're going. Arkansas, how wonderful. Nice to meet you. The nearest I'm getting to there is I'm going out to Ferguson, St. Louis soon, this summer. And so that's, it's not that close, but it's middle America for me. So avoid at all costs. Well, actually, I'm in a conversation of avoid Arkansas. Oh, I wouldn't want to do that. One of my good friends who came over here is from Oklahoma, and all her family's over there. Isn't that contiguous to Arkansas? I think so. And I've never stayed in the area to know what's happening there, but I wouldn't want to avoid it. I'm sure there's some wonderful things there. You are there, and it's a great, great thing that you're there, because we need to know what's going on in the world. You avoid Oklahoma too. Okay. Well, I just wanted to let people know that Reiki training is occurring in May. I'm going to be doing Reiki training. Let's see if I can. Yes, there you go. May 20th through 22nd, I'll be doing Reiki training here in New Jersey. And yes, I know you're joking. Thank you for putting that up, and thank you for sticking with me. So, I want us to talk more about the energy we bring to life, because it's just have more investment in how it is we lead our lives and what it is we're doing here. So, there are specific oils that help each of you. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I have to be highly energetic, and I was supposed to be on like 2 hours ago, and it's taken a while for me to get used to Periscope, but that's okay. All of this is going to change moment to moment, and I'm just going to hang in with it as long as I can. So the essential oils I was getting ready to say for rebirth and renewal, I want to share with folks. They include, oh, good. I'm glad that you did follow and that you're catching me. The essential oils for rebirth and renewal are balsam fir, cistus, hyssop, jasmine, marjoram, rosemary, Laurus nobilis, juniper. Laurus nobilis, by the way, is bay. It's like bay leaf you put in soup. Do you cook? Maybe you cook. So, most people put a bay leaf or two in their soups or their greens. Okay, good. Of course. Well, of course. I don't know about of course, but that's great. So that's what Laurus nobilis is. Do you use essential oils, Jamad? Laugh out loud. Do you use essential oils? Because not exactly. Okay, well, if you use herbs, it's still good. Like juniper herb, it's great for men actually. Lavender, nutmeg, lang lang, marjoram. These are essential oils. Oil is just so much more concentrated than the herbs, and you can use them in your food. And I have thyme and oregano in my kitchen, and they are like, when you add them to any kind of pasta, kind of Italian type dish, the flavor is like woo, just very, 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 very strong and flavorful. Basil also, and basil is very good for the mind. It's like peppermint. It makes you wake up. And so anyway, all of these oils are going to be listed in my blog post that I'm sending out. If you'd like to have a copy, you could go to my website and share your, or just, I think on my signature, they have how to get in touch with me. And so I'd be, yeah, why not? If you don't see a way, just keep looking. I have a lot of, a couple of websites and it won't be hard. It's Niamo at, let's put it on the board. Niamo at, Rev Niamo. Oh no, I don't have it on there. RevNiamo at gmail.com. REV1, RevNiamo1 at gmail.com is how a person would get in touch with me. So that is how that goes. And oh wow, I'm really doing this correctly. RevNiamo1 at gmail. Anyway, so let's stay in touch. And if you're interested in energy at all, we'll do things exactly, precisely. Rev-Niamo 1. That's right. I'm an ordained minister practitioner because I use essential oils. And, you have to just be wary of people who would touch you with oils and they don't have... they don't belong to the Healing Touch Professional Association. They don't have the liability insurance. There's a lot of people out here doing things and they're not really protected. They're not legally protected. And so I strive to have the professional affiliations that I need to have to do the body work, the energy body work. And if you ever heard of emotional freedom technique, I do that too. So I do these things, and the point of this scope is that I was doing all these things during the period during which my father died in 2014. My mother died last year, 2015, 1 year exactly from each other. Yes, just today you heard of it, emotional freedom technique, just today. How fascinating. Yes, it's a wonderful system. I have a, okay, what it is. I'll share with you as I'm telling this really brief story. First of all, I just want to be thankful. That was a theme. Heal thyself, be thankful, and healing circles. And so what I'd love to see is the kinds of healing circles where we actually do tapping and Reiki and hands-on healing in groups. And so EFT is actually being used. Yes, y'all thyself, heal thyself. Yes, be thankful is very healing to do that. It's very, very healing to take whatever's bothering you and turn it around to something that is beneficial. And I have studies that, I don't have the studies, but I've just been reading a lot of literature about how the more the human being uses his speech and his attitude, his or her speech or attitude, to talk positively about what's going on in life, the better life is. And so it's like, why don't we teach our children to do this? Why don't we tell people that this is the secret? You have to be positive about life. You have to see the glass half full. So with tapping, what you have is a combination of acupuncture and psychology. So you have different points on the body that are used to tap, and there's various and sundry points, even the wrist. It starts with the karate chop point, and each of these points are part of the meridian system of acupuncture. So if you know about acupuncture or acupressure, you know you can touch certain points on the hand, or to get rid of a headache. There's a lot of very useful and centuries and millennia old. Not really. I don't know everything, but thank you for thinking that that's true. That's a compliment, and I appreciate it. But the bottom line is, Chinese have been studying this stuff forever. So they've identified these meridians all around the body. And not only that, they go above the body and beyond the body. So they're talking about auras and all that, and then lines of meridians, right? And so if you tap these meridians, you start in your karate chop, or you could start right here in the chest. Right in the chest, there's also a sore point, and if you could start there. So there's a variety of ways to start the process. But you have to have a setup statement. So you start with a setup statement, like, even though I feel terribly about XYZ, I accept myself and I forgive myself. I allow myself to have these feelings. And so that's the setup. And then you tap these areas, and you use certain words from what it is that's bothering you, and you go through that series. And you must start with a how severe it is from 1 to 10. So thank you for asking that, because I'm very passionate about it. So I didn't have to go into it in this scope, but thank you, because it's kind of important. And I do tapping online for people. I do tapping online. It's very simple to do online. And if you yes, it's about healing thyself. It's about healing thyself. So if you have a healing modality you want to share, EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. EFT. That's what it stands for. And a gentleman named Gary Craig is the person who put it together. There was someone else before him who did one part of it, and then a group of psychologists were all together, and he kind of took it to the level of Emotional Freedom Technique, and also known as tapping. There's also a free movie online called The Tapping Solution, and you can watch it. You can just look for it, thetappingsolution.com, and that's with Nick Ortner and his sister Jessica Ortner. They did this movie, and it has all kinds of people in it. And no, it's really not that. It's just that this is my subject. This is my subject matter. What can I tell you? So I appreciate you being on with me. And if you're ever interested in having a healing circle, or want to know more about tapping or Reiki, you can contact me on my website. I have buttons there where you can schedule a conversation, and we can be online on Skype or Zoom or on the telephone. You can make an appointment that way, okay? So I appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate you. Is it Jamad or is it Jahmad? Well, I guess I'll have to just look it up later. But thank you very much for following and for joining this scope. Oh, you did come across someone on Periscope who teaches tapping. Yes, I think I saw someone too. Jahmad. How do you... I wanted to... Jahmad. Well, I hope I'm saying it right. I'm Niamo. And it's a pleasure. So, just go to the website if you like. Oh, here's someone else who's come in. Thank you for joining N Blake 19. Oh, Jahmad. Okay, good. Thank you. We were just wrapping up about tapping and about having healing circles, and maybe you'll watch the replay. I'm just saying everyone should have a healing circle, especially if you've had people who've just passed. Yes, thank you. If you've had people who've just passed in your life, get your people together who love you and you love them, your dearest friends. One of my friends didn't respond to me for a while, and it made me feel worse. I was like, oh my God, it must have been something I did to her 25 years ago. And, it's like, what the heck? And then she came, she called and said, I'm still coming. And she had worked the night before. Yes, I'm glad. The healing circle idea is very, very intriguing. This was not really a healing circle. I've been to one. I just wrote a blog post about it, and I'm going to put it on my my website. If you'd like to get a copy, you could always send me your email. And, oh, you did? You just scoped about it? I just been scoped about it. I did just today. Wow. You did a healing circle today yourself? What's your first name? Was it Miss Blake? What's your first name, I wonder? I'm Niamo. And, yeah, I had a huge, well, it wasn't that huge. It was 9 people. It was 10 people, actually. One woman brought her mother from church. They came from church. And we had all kinds of music. And my daughter bathed me. She said, Mommy, you should have prepared me. She's 30 years old. Mommy, you should have prepared me. And then another friend, her daughter was going through some kind of like breakdown, but she had a breakthrough. Whew. So a lot of folks got elevated and healed and felt better after the session. But if you had one, I would love to know more. You lost someone today? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sudden death. Oh, okay. Was that a friend of yours then? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. Was that a friend or a family member? Because what the healing circle does is help you, you have to find a way to just let people help you. At this event of mine on oh, Natasha, hi Natasha. I had people, they were serving me literally, and it felt so good. They actually said, no, you sit there. We'll bring your food. You sit there. We'll bring you something to drink. And like I said, my daughter bathed me, and then they wrapped me. They even want to dress me. I said, oh, come on. It's just a simple dress I'm putting right over. Nothing to dress. But then they put oils all over me, and then they sang. It was wonderful. It was absolutely unbelievable. And the biggest healing for me was, and this may be true for you too, Natasha, the biggest healing was in me reaching out to my friends and saying, I need help. Can you come over before spring is out, before April is out? It really wasn't before spring. We wanted to get it before, as part of the whole blossoming and budding of new, like a rebirth is what we were trying to do. And so, that's what we did. That's what we did. And everyone, they loved it. They wouldn't go home. We were supposed to do a couple of more activities. We were supposed to wrap me in a sheet. Each person was supposed to write something like one word, one emotion, and talk about how I reflect this emotion or something like that. And, then wrap me in the sheet with all these people's writings on it. And then I was supposed to be there like I was in a cocoon. And then they were going to take off the sheet and then burn it, because all those emotions were like, you know, the mourning, the grief, the sadness, the loss, the no energy, and the whatever, those depression, and you know, all those kinds of words. We were supposed to do this, but everyone's energy was so high. We never got into like, oh, I lost my father, oh, I lost my mother, oh, I lost this one. It never went there. It never went there, which was a blessing. And the only reason it never went there is because I did a lot of work reaching out to people. And in reaching out to them, I kind of let that stuff out. So, you know, kind of got rid of all the excess. Okay. So, Natasha, I feel for you. I know how that is. I know how it is. Because my cousin, she was diagnosed. She was like a sister to me, a couple of years older. She was diagnosed with lung cancer in January. Went back in February. It was stage 1. So she said, okay, I'm a healer. I'm going to work this out. She went back in February for an MRI because she was still like having difficulty breathing. And it was all of a sudden, it was stage 4, and the next day they couldn't revive her. They just couldn't revive her. 60, she would have been 65 the next week, February 15th. She died on February 7th. So that was a big blow to me, because she was we were like, she was like a sister to me. So my cousins, you know, they're like sisters and brothers to me. Anyway, so now I feel golden from having the healing process. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And then I divorced in the middle of all these deaths. My father in 2014, my mother 2015, my aunt in October, my cousin 3 months ago, or whatever it was, February. And I divorced. That was final in January. So a lot of losses and transition. I had a dollar store that failed. I had that for 2 years. That was inside of all that. So after retiring, I took on a dollar store. I'm thankful for everything. And it's time to move on and recognize that the gold that I'm seeking out there is right in here in my heart. And that's what I share for everyone. That's what I share with you. That's what I want for you. So, you know, if you'd like a one-on-one session, you know, schedule an appointment on my website, thehealmobile.com. I think I still do have that up. Yeah, thehealmobile.com and 9principles.com. I actually, yeah, both those websites. I hope you could see it okay. I don't even know if it's backwards or not. I can't tell. Oh, goodness. Praises be to the creator of heavens and earth. Thank you so much for being on this scope with me. I'm going to sign off now and be back another time. Peace and blessing, Jacquemad. I appreciate your being on. Good night. Oh, okay. Thank you. Good night now.